Hey folks, it's Russ with Wrenching with Russ, and today me and my son Tyler are going to show you how to change out the AC compressor on a 2011 Chevy Cruze. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is you want to locate it. And you want to vacuum this thing out first. You want to make sure you get all the 134 refrigerant out of it before you go opening the system. So if you've got a way of recovering it, that's what you want to do. Second thing is, right where this bolt's at, where it's a 13 millimeter he's pointing to, that's going to be your connection for your hoses that go onto the front of this compressor. So once you've got all the Freon out of it, you want to take this 13 millimeter bolt loose. Is the first thing you want to do. And these lines are built together, so when you pull this loose, they're both going to come out. So just give them a little wiggle and they'll come right out. And there's two gaskets on the end of it, and you'll want to change those out every time. That way you don't have any vacuum leaks. So once you get that done, now you're going to take the car up in the air if you have the luxury of a hoist or a lift. If not, you're going to have to get on the ground. But either way you're going to do it, you're going to get underneath here and take the plastic skid plate out from underneath it. So this is the plastic skid plate. So once you get all the bolts out of that, it's fairly easy to get to. Next thing you want to do is you want to locate the plug to the AC compressor, which this is the plug right here. You want to disconnect it. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to locate the power source to it. We always want to double check it before we do anything else to make sure we're getting power to this plug. So we did check this one, and it was getting power to the plug. So we know that we're good there. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to locate the serpentine belt. On these cars, it's obviously on the side towards the passenger side. And you want to go up, you want to loosen up the tensioner pulley, which is right there. And then the easiest thing to do is just slip it off and just let it hang down. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go underneath and you're going to locate the 3 bolts that hold this compressor on. There's one on the top, 2 on the bottom. Tyler's pointing them out there. And this comes out fairly simple once you get these 3 bolts off. I like working on these particular type because there's a lot of clearance room underneath to be able to pull the compressor out and put the new one in. Okay, when you get this last bolt out of this, we want to make sure that you got a hold of this thing because it's going to fall straight out. So you want to make sure in this little bracket it goes on that top bolt. You want to make sure that that bracket is put back on when you go to reinstall this, that it goes on the top bolt. And then once you get the last bolt out of this thing, again, you want to make sure you got a hold of this. And then just like that, it comes right out. Now we recommend leaving these two plugs in because they hold your oil in when you go to reinstall. You just want to make sure that you take them out before you put that front line on. Okay, now you're just going to reverse the process and do the reinstall. So mount the compressor, 3 bolts. And then get your first bolt started, and don't tighten it down all the way. So that way if you have to readjust, you can get the other 2 bolts in. Then you want to reinsert the last bolt. Double check, tighten everything down. We recommend once you tighten them down, just a snug to go back and hand wrench them back in just so you can feel how tight they're going to be so you don't break anything off. And after you do that, you want to reinstall your serpentine belt. It's crucial that you take a look at the belt too, make sure that it's tracking correctly. Make sure that you're in the grooves and you're not on the outside on either direction. Make sure your belt's aligned like it should be. And then you want to plug your plug in. Make sure you plug that in. We like to clean them with electrical spray first. Make sure to get all the dirt off of them. And then once you got it plugged in, put your shroud on and come up to the top and change your gaskets out. And make sure you line it up. Make sure you get the right gaskets when you're reapplying these, because if it's too small or too big, you're going to have a leak. So make sure you double check against the gaskets that you took off. And then again, we're going to pull those 2 red caps out. Make sure they're out of there. And then realign it. Take your 13mm bolt and put this in by hand so you don't strip it out. If you cross thread it, it's going to be a big problem for you. So make sure you do it by hand. And then the last thing you want to do is hook your AC machine up. You want to vacuum this down for about 25 minutes and do a refill. And that, folks, is how you do it. Like I always say, why pay someone else thousands of dollars when you can do it yourself?